Hey, what's up, YouTube? So, just waiting, About 12 days ago, I cracked 2 ribs just skating way out here. Spell right there. Just doing a freaking. Oh, it hurts right now just laughing. Just trying to do a nose stall on a freaking crack on the sidewalk, and so I'm gonna be out for a little bit. Today's Saturday. I think like September 12th, something like that. Usually I go to the skate park right now. It's usually one of the days that I get excited to go to the skate park in Dallas, Texas here to do my vert, road to the vert ramp, and so it's been delayed probably for another maybe 3 weeks or so, I hope. But for now, just kicking back at home. And yeah, so this video is what does skateboarding mean to me, at the age of 54. I was just watching the Michi, the Skate IQ channel with Michi Brasco. He went to interview Tony Hawk, and he was skating with Tony Hawk and Andy McDonald. And because Tony Hawk, he's 57 years old. He's 3 years older than me, and he's still ripping, So I was thinking, man, where I'll ever get there, like not his level, but where I get there, my goal is to be able to drop in the vert ramp and ride and everything. And after I cracked my ribs, and my pastor and my brother-in-law and then a couple other people, mentioned that I should hang it up. You know what I mean? I'm not young anymore. I don't have the energy, I don't have the youth and all that, and I started to believe that, man. I started to believe it, and I almost morning. So I started to believe it, and it kind of set me back a little bit, because I don't know, man. Sometimes because people were starting the vehicle and everything over there, so I had to cut it down a little bit. So you start to believe it, like, man, maybe I should, hang it up. But then it started getting better, and another freaking, it's my opening the garage. Anyway, there's gonna be a lot of interruption, because today's Saturday. It's like people gonna be mowing the lawns and cutting the weeds and everything a little bit. So what does skateboarding mean to me as of this right now, as of September 12, 2025? So, when I first came to America in 1980, I learned how to ride a bike, roller skate, motocross, bicycle, motocross, bike, skiing, stuff like that. I went to skiing with my church, stuff like that. But not until 1985, when I saw Back to the Future, that I feel like skateboarding has been my calling, And I gotta keep reminding myself that, because I really love skateboarding. It means everything to me, And I have fallen off many years here and there, because of life and my health and everything. And I get bummed sometimes, because if I didn't really stop skateboarding, I would have been in a pretty good state, like as far as excuse me, it's hard to cough, because So I have to do like a half cough, half sneeze, half yawn. Even after 12 days, it still hurts my ribs, you know. But you know, as far as skill-wise, if I didn't stop skateboarding, you know, but life kind of happens. Most of it because I kind of went too hardcore on myself. Because around 2005, you know, X Game was taking off, and Mountain Dew and all that, and a lot of corporation. I guess being in California for a long time, you know, you kind of see things in like one way, like a tunnel vision, because everything is there, right? All the companies, all the contests, all the pros, and everything about skateboarding is there, you know. And I kind of got blinded and took it for granted, you know. So I mean, the last time I was at a skate event was this one right here. So I got this cactus tattooed here. 2005, 05 right here was the last damn am that I went to in Phoenix, Arizona. And after that, I kind of went downhill. You know, my health went under. I did home dialysis 2008, and it's just a lot of changes, you know, moving around, stuff like that. I moved here in 2008. But I thought skateboarding was gonna be there forever, you know, for me. Not skateboarding, but like my body, you know what I mean? My health, my muscle. That's what I'm trying to say. Is my muscle was always gonna be there, right? You see, like I was just watching a Master Puppet Metallica that was on the video right now before I came out here, and that was in August, which is last month, and they was still like jamming, right? And it was a Rock and Hall of Fame with Judas Priest, right? And he was playing You Got Another Thing Coming, and he's like all white beard and everything, and all band members all gray hair and bald and all that shit, and it was just still. So that's what I thought skateboarding was gonna be, you know. And I would still can just still fall back on it, right? No, man. I lost it all, man. I lost it all, you know. And for a long time, I wasn't interested in skateboarding, you know. I wasn't having the love or nothing like that. But just the past like 5 years or so, I started getting the love for it back again, you know. Like during COVID and stuff like that. But I even get more and more and more. I mean, last night I was dreaming I was at the skate park, and I was on top of the vert ramp, right? And this guy was like chasing me on top of the deck. So I ran and jumped off the deck and did like a front side, like a boneless grab into the vert ramp. And then I went up and did like a 540 front side ollie on the other side. Oh man. And then I woke up, realized that it was a dream. But yeah, like, I mean, I'm not gonna be able to. I mean, I love to do all that, but for me right now, it's just dropping in, you know, on that vert ramp. That's the main goal. Hopefully, I could do it by the 5th year anniversary of the, you know, street skateboarding beginner, which is in next year on my birthday, March 16, 2026. I still got like maybe like 5 months after my ribs healed up. And it's just gonna be random topics, you know, on top of my head. Just this state of skateboarding, you know. Seems like everybody has all the answers, right? Fixing it and everything. So I got a comment the other day when I was doing my Thrasher skateboarding cover, the October, and one person was saying, "Don't worry about Thrasher, you know. They're gonna be all right. They're not doing it for the money and everything." But it's hard to comment, you know, and like express yourself. But I think it's better in a video form. For me, it's like you know, when you love something or you love somebody, like let's say you had a kid or brother or sister or whoever is struggling, you know, you love them so much, so you try to help them, you know, you try to give them advice and stuff like that, right? And they don't want it, you know, and they hate you for it, right? Another example would be like when I'm at my dialysis, you know, I try to give people advice and stuff like that, and they like just walk away, you know, they don't want to hear the truth. It's exactly the same way. It's like I love Thrasher, but I feel like they're not giving, you know, enough to their subscribers, you know, they're not giving back enough to the people that barely read the magazine anyway. So then I just made up my mind that, you know, my next Thrasher magazine, I'm just gonna talk about it, and I mean, I'm not gonna give them like advice like what to do or what to change, because I think I gave enough. So anyway, getting back to that is because that's because Thrasher is part of skateboarding to me, you know. Because if it wasn't for Thrasher magazine, I wouldn't have went to California, because when I started in 1985, I was living in Clovis, New Mexico, which is like a 30,000 population. You know, my friend it was his birthday. He got a Vision Shredder mid, because back then they had a street, which is smaller, you know, skinnier, street model, mid model, and then they had a pro model, and then they had pro model is like a vert model, and then they had like freestyle models. They had like 4 different models, and he had a mid-size Vision Shredder that he got for his birthday. He was like a BMX rider, you know, he was a BMX racer. He's really good. He was a #1 in New Mexico for racing points, and #2 in Texas. So he's really good, you know. He got sponsored by Redline and everything, and I guess, you know, I don't know who bought him a skateboard, but he didn't want it, so he sold it to me for $60. And I got that, and I, you know, of course I took it apart and everything, and drew my own graphics on it and stuff. I drew a Lester Kasai splash. Like I painted it all white. I sanded it down and painted it all white. Drew like with the watercolor or some kind of color with brush. Lester Kasai with the splash sign. It says Lester in the middle. Because I guess I met this guy. His name was Cody. He was in high school. He had a big old poster of him behind, like on his door, like huge, a door size. It had Lester Kasai doing like a front side 540. You know, backside grab, front side 540. Or maybe it's a mute grab or Japan grab, I don't know. But anyway, he was doing a front side 540. And it had that Lester Kasai with the 3 leaves. I think it's like a samurai or Japanese. Then he has the splash around it. So that's why I got that idea. So I wrote that for a long, you know, for a while, and I used to go roller skating at that same time, right, you know, around 1985, 1986, and the guy, he was selling. He had the owner, he had a little shop on the side where he'd be selling skateboards too. He was selling Veriflex. Oh no, not Veriflex, Show Grip. And so I got it like some Kryptonic pink wheels, like hard ass wheels, that I bought like a full Show Grip from him. And I took those wheels and swapped around in my Vision Shredder and everything, and I don't know, it was cool, you know, like, so it was like roller skating 2-3 times a night, and then did like roller hockey instead of like a flat puck. It was like a round puck, but you do it with your roller skates, and we'd go like out of town and everything. It was awesome. So I was always mesmerized, you know, by wheels, you know. I wasn't a big fan of like a runner or a jogger or anything like that, because once you stop running, once you stop jogging, then you stop, right? So I'm more into like riding a bike, a skateboard, whatever has wheels. So when you keep going, you don't stop, you know? So, I don't know, man. So I was always into wheels, you know? And, anyway, I don't know, I get bothered easy. So what happened is that this lady over there in that SUV, So you know, I got shitty vision, so I thought that was the mom, right? Because the mom's super cool, you know. So I said good morning earlier in the video, but then she kind of like says it, but kind of like nodded off. But then I didn't realize it was the daughter, and I don't really know the daughter, so time I said hi to her. So, and I just noticed that, okay, that's why she acted that way, because I don't know her, or she don't know me, you know. Because I thought that was the mom, because the mom's super cool, right? Anyway, that kind of like bothered me a little bit, and that threw me off my script, you know, in my head. I don't know, man. I get bothered too easily. I think too much, you know. That's the problem. I have too much like emotion, you know, about what other people think about me, what they say in my video, what they think, what I say, and I feel like sometimes, well, it does, not sometimes, but a lot of times it take it out of context, you know. What I mean to say and what people are commenting is like totally different. And you know, you could say, oh, don't worry about them, they're just trolls or whatever, but you know, that's another person and another human being, you know, just giving out their opinions. But you know, but it happens that we get misinterpreted from the content, right? So that's why I'm trying to think as much as possible to clarify what I'm saying, you know. And I already like off my subjects already. I already lost what I was talking about earlier. So I had to play back the video a little bit. Yeah, so I was getting back to the Thrasher video, Thrasher magazine, because so around 85 I started skateboarding when I saw Back to the Future with the Michael J. Fox popping the handlebar off the scooter, and then he flew off the sidewalk. And I was like, wow, dude, you know, that's my calling, right? So a year later, my friend named Chris, he came from I think like California somewhere, I don't know, Sacramento, I don't know where, not exactly where he was from. But he came from California, he brought Thrasher magazine. And I had my first pro board. It was a Billy Ruff. I had rails on it, a nose guard, tail skid, a coping, 2 copings on the trucks, and you know, all that stuff. And when I was looking through the Thrasher magazine, like, no one had any of that shit. So that's the first thing I did. I took the rails out. I took the nose guard and all that shit out. The tail skid. Yeah, so if you look on a skateboard here, so if you look on a skateboard, you have like the nose part here. You had a piece of plastic that went over like this. So when your board crashes into some, you know, stuff, it won't chip your board. And you had a tail skid, which is like right here. It's plastic going across, so when you do a tail skid, it doesn't wear your tail down. And then you had those rails. The rails is pretty much common nowadays. A lot of people skate rails. Those plastic go to the side. So it doesn't scratch your graphics. Plus, it doesn't, you know, so back then we had like PVC pipes, plastic pipes, stuff like that. You know, we didn't have wax or nothing like that. And so had that. And then they had copers, which goes around here, so your trucks doesn't get grinded down. It's a piece of plastic that goes over this. These two. And they had a thing called birdie. See, it looks like flipping you off. It goes right here. So that way when you go up a curb, you put your board up like this on the curb, and then you just slide over it without it having to, you know, back then we didn't ollie or nothing like that, you know. So yeah, so that's, so I took all that stuff off, and you know, because that was this way. So I saw that in the magazine, you know, and so that's how it was back then, you know. So I took all that out, and and it was so much lighter, you know. And then that night I asked him if I could look at the Thrasher magazine, you know, borrow it, and I would go through it, you know, left and right. Oh man. So this is a Thrasher magazine right here. Used to say Thrasher magazine, but it doesn't say it no more. It just says Thrasher. Because I guess they're just trying to sell Thrasher as a brand, but not like a magazine, so they took that out. Anyway, this one is this is the October one. Yeah, it's like this. So I would read through it, you know, front and back, like a Bible. I noticed everything was in California, right? Everything, all the companies, but I didn't know how big California was, you know. If you drove from south, San Diego in the south, all the way up to San Francisco on north, it's like 8 hours. So, yeah, I didn't care, you know. But anyway, it's a long story, but I eventually got there from 1985 to 1991. I finally got there, 91, 92, and yeah, so, you know, made my dream come true. And ever since then, I've been going up, you know what I mean? In my skateboarding skills, and all the people I met and everything, all the pros and all the companies, and worked at some couple companies, and it was like a dream come true, you know? Like, I didn't go down there to be professional or anything like that, just, you know, just went down there. So I guess I was there so long, and it wasn't like now, you know. Now they have YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and all that stuff. Now skateboarding is like worldwide, right? They just do tricks in front of your house, right? Just like right now, like what's his name? Jamie. Yeah, I just saw his video right now. He's doing like trying to do like a 1,000 trick, flatland trick. He's up to like 500 now. So yeah. So he could just do that and film, you know, in his backyard or whatever, and make a video. And it's like worldwide now. And I noticed a lot of people that complain about skateboarding is from that lives in California, you know. Because that's how I was, you know. I was kind of like I said, tunnel vision, you know. So it robbed me of my love, right? And so now I'm trying to get back to it, you know what I mean? And you know, some people say eventually skateboarding gonna go digital, where no one's gonna be outside skateboarding anymore, and just gonna be playing skate game 20 or whatever. I don't think so, because back in 1990, 91, when skateboarding died, no. And when I started in 1984, I was the only person in that town that rode a skateboard, you know. And eventually there's more and more people. So it's kind of like roaches, you know. Skateboarding will never die. But then you gotta look at the person that's talking about it, because there's one person who's talking about it. He doesn't even skateboard every day, right? So he only rides like, he's like, yeah, I like to, you know, go out and build things and go out in the woods and hang out and go fishing and all that shit. So, you know, to me, it's like, it's always in my blood, but I'm my biggest enemy. You know, that's why I'm in the situation where I am, because I chose to let a lot of things get to me, and now I suffer. And but I'm very happy as of right now. To conclude the video, I'm very happy, man. Like, I'm dreaming of skateboarding. I'm like, can't wait to go ride. And I mean, you know, I got this. I mean, not in my wildest dreams, you know, that I would think I would get like get into a situation where I could just get like buy any skateboards, you know. Like I mean, I got the Swiss bearings, the 6 balls, right? Those are very rare that people spend $60 on bearings, right? And I mean, like Spitfire wheels, I mean, the best, you know. Independent trucks, I mean, just Super 8, whatever, you know what I mean? Because look, I got the Spitfire tattooed here, you know. I mean, I'm so grateful, you know, now that I can, but you know, it's not gonna be forever. I mean, life goes up and down, and but skateboarding have made me who I am, right? It's not for everybody, you know what I mean? Like I took my 2 nephews and my niece skateboarding, and they got hurt, sprained ankles, and that it's like, nah, I'm done, right? It's not for everyone, man, but I'm glad it's not for everyone, you know. Not everything is for everyone, you know. You find your niche. Like the guy right here that lives with us, he loves guns, right? He buys guns all the time. He's a gun nut, you know. I had to collect my thoughts a little bit, because what is the purpose of this video, you know? Because you know, you see video that says like, you know, you should start skateboarding when you're adult, or you know, now's the time to start skateboarding. Like I said, man, it's not for everyone. I don't like to I don't want to not saying encourage, but I feel like if it's like, you know, you take somebody to like a Thai restaurant, right? And you're like, oh, try this, try that, try this, this is good, this is good. Yeah, to you, but the other person might not be. So for me, I just try to show like my love for skateboarding, and I'm very grateful that it picked me. You know, that skateboarding picked me, and then even though I went away from it, skateboarding was always there for me, you know, and I could come back to it anytime. And coming back the second time or third time, fourth time or fifth time, whatever, it gets like better and better and better, you know. What skateboarding to me is for me, it's just life, you know. It's my choice, my life. I am the way who I am is because of skateboarding. I mean, yeah. I mean, my mind has always been strong, you know, because of, you know, I was born in another part of the world where they had the war, the Vietnam War and everything. We had to struggle to go to refugee camp, come to America, and like just appreciate everything America has, you know. When I came to America in 1980 in March, I felt like I won a lottery, you know. You know what I mean? Like heaven, you know. See, it's gonna be a lot of interruption. But anyway, and then when I was 24 years old, I found out my kidney only working 10%, right? So that set me back. And in 1998, I got a kidney transplant. I was all happy, and then 6 months later, I went blind. My retina peeled off, so I went blind my left eye. And then a year later after that, I lost my peripheral vision, so I only have 30% of my vision. I got cataract, and you know, I mean, it's nuts. So I'm on dialysis, and 12 days ago I cracked 2 of my ribs, you know. So what am I trying to say is just always keep on rolling, you know. Running water don't go stale. All right, man, thanks for watching. Go see your friends and family, because the dead do not need anything. Alright, you'll see me have fun to see me quit. Alright, be keeping on the ground lid for you and me. Like I said, keep on rolling, you know. Man, can't wait to get on with this bad boy. No, actually, by the time I get on, hopefully, I give this one away to somebody at the skate park, and buy me a new one, you know. Pass it on, you know what I mean. I used to be just like everybody else. I used to collect it, you know, hoard it up in my room, my house, whatever, my apartment. And I feel like it's very nice to be able to have a opportunity to give it away to people and pass on the love. I think that's how you pass on skateboarding. I think that's the way skateboarding will live is you know, to weed out the greedy people. And I don't know, I don't really want to say anything about other people because I don't know what their deal is. But for me, right? For me, here's what I was thinking the other day. We're born, right? Naked, nothing. And around 1978, I was 7 years old. We left Laos to go to Thailand to refugee camp with nothing, just clothes on my back, man. And then came to America in 1980. I just had this on: t-shirts, shorts, and shoes and socks. That was 1980, right? And you know, and people that I never known of or knew of or whatever, they provide, right? They contribute. They gave us, you know, clothes. They gave us jackets, stuff like that, because we came in March, which is like in the winter. And now I'm in a situation where I have, like, you know, brand new, you know, skateboard like this. I mean, this one is $280 for this. You know what I mean? Like a car payment for somebody, right? But in life we choose, you know. We choose. So what they said you are what your action is, right? So my action is I want to be grateful, be thankful, give back to, you know, to the community, and just I owe everything to skateboarding, you know. And that's what it means. That's what skateboarding means to me. You know, everything. That's why in my thing I have, it says skateboarding in my blood, you know? It's in my blood. It's like running. It's like in my blood. Skateboarding is in my blood, you know? Alright, man. I'll be keeping the underground lit for you and me, alright? Enjoy. So I'll probably be doing more of these videos because I can't skateboard. What else am I gonna do? You know? Only thing I have is my mind right now. My physical part is out of commission. See you guys.